Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Can you type it in there, guys? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. So it's been a really pumping Monday yesterday. And a lot of speculations had happened for the whole week because of, well, the inauguration of Donald Trump happened yesterday or last night. And a lot of plays have happened in the market, especially in the line of the forex market, also especially in cryptocurrency market. We had some meme coins pumped up and all. But let's try to discuss something for today. I would love to discuss something very timely about what happened in the CFD market, forex market and all. And let's try to have a backtrack of what we are to expect with the market this upcoming quarter. And let's just say, what are we to expect of Trump and other economies to come our way with our trading? So can you please type, everyone, number one if you guys are ready for this afternoon session with me? So good afternoon, number one. Very good. So I see Ma'am Maria here, Ma'am Fe. Thank you for coming in. Sir Romulo, Sir Romy, Ma'am Fatima is here as well. So again, welcome to Vertex and welcome to DuPoint Markets. Before we start, I guess risk disclaimer first. Any information shared in this live webinar is basically for educational purposes only. Trading basically involves significant amount of risks, and any past performances is not indicative of any future results. So please evaluate every single thing and try to understand the learnings, the know-how that I will be sharing to everyone, and take it with a grain of salt. Try to test it out. We are not liable for any losses, of course. Your trade, your execution, be sure that you handle it well. Can you type number two, if you will, be understanding and handling it well with proper risk management, of course. Proper risk management. Number two, everyone, can you type number two if you got the idea of risk? So again, this is your coach, FQ Farnacio. I am a licensed CTA. I'm a PFME as well. I am representing right now DuPoint as their analyst. And this webinar is brought to you by DuPoint Markets. Take note, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme webinar, okay? Our goal is to provide education to everyone. And since everyone, me, myself, I consider myself as a student of the market, a forever student of the market. So that is what you should be instilling with yourself as well. So every learning that we will be having is another learning for growth for us. Okay? So we want to become that decent trader, to become a master of fundamental analysis, technical analysis, and of course, risk management. So let's get on with the topic, because yesterday, as we were talking, a huge shout out.
DuPoint, the one-stop trading platform for commodities, indices, and currency pairs. DuPoint, the one-stop trading platform for commodities, indices, and
So huge shout out to DuPoint Markets for providing us our weekly webinar, our weekly market outlook for what's going to happen. So can you type it in there, guys? Donald Trump. Donald Trump. So I was supposed to be discussing about risk, about support and resistance for today, but let's have a little backtrack about what happened yesterday. Because, like, let's just say the market has been acting in anticipation because of the inauguration of Donald Trump just yesterday or just last night. So we had BTC pricing in up until let's just say it pumped at around 109,000 yesterday or last night because of the anticipation of Donald Trump's inauguration, that he is the first crypto president. So a lot of people have been, let's just say, speculating that since he will be inaugurated last night, crypto will pump. Sadly, there was no any announcement of any cryptocurrency or any agenda from last night. with Trump. Even until this morning, in our time zone in the Philippines, Trump had his signing of first laws in the US, or First Amendment policies in the US. He never spoke about anything about cryptocurrency. So what happened with crypto, it just pumped around from, let's say, 99,000 level up to 109,000. Well, that's really good. Considering it's a very big run up. It's like a 9% run up on cryptocurrency, as well as some speculative movements that had happened with Euro USD, GBP USD, AUD USD. Let's discuss about it for today, shall we? Can you type number 1 if you want us to discuss about it? And let's go to the specifics on why things pump up, what are the reasons why it went that way, and probably what are the best trade ideas that we could generate and see, so that we can assume actions right up during the market, or the course of the market during that time. So as here's a little action that one of our students sent us about. Let's try to backtrack and get to see the trade idea that our student just made. So it is actually a long trade idea prior to what Trump, or prior to the inauguration of Trump. So some of these executions was executed last Friday. Yesterday was some of the executions that our student did. And it is a long perspective towards against the dollar. So the dollar is weak, considering, well, what are the reasons why our student is eyeing that the dollar is in a weakening state, and that other pairs will likely have a strong push against the dollar? Well, primarily because of Trump. Can you type it in there, guys? Trump. So Trump is a businessman, and he is pro to, let's just say, providing more to people. Okay? Providing more, meaning you will give more liquidity, or let's just say you will give more to the US, so that people are more capable of handling. So meaning, one way of giving strength back to the US is, let's just say, printing out, or having that speculative move that the dollar will weaken. So since other pairs are likely stabilizing on support, can you type it in there, guys? Support. Let's discuss a little support and resistance later. Or stabilizing on support. This was a discussion we did last night with our server, within our server, and let's show you guys some of trades, or some trades that our students also taken. So these are some of the trades that our students took. And this is another trade idea from our lesson last night during the Trump play, that Euro USD pumped up. We also have another Euro USD pump up here that one of our students took in. So let's try to check what are the specifics, other than the assumption of Trump being the president, or being the president that would, let's just say, provide again back power to the dollar. Okay. Technically speaking, if you are to look at Euro USD chart, let's look at that mouse pointer. Okay. If you are to look at Euro USD chart right now, it is actually in a long-term support. Okay, it's a long-term support way back 2023, when everything was going down with regards to COVID. The recovery after COVID. So this is actually one important level that we are looking into, or eyeing, inside of our community, inside of our server. I will be discussing a little bit more about support and resistance later, but try to consider looking into historical pivot points or price action. since Euro USD was been dropping or has been dropping for quite some time, okay? Quite some time since last year. It has been dropping since October last year because of, let's just say, the Eurozone crisis and all, and them having a rate cut opportunities in the Eurozone. So this support ideally became one of the biggest factor that Euro also supported. But in addition to this is actually adding up the potential of the speculation of Trump. Since Trump will be is that president that he's very vocal about it, that he will give back to the people in the US and provide more opportunities in the US, it will likely give that sense that the dollar will weaken, okay? And that euro, in this sense, since we have a key support in this level identified over there, we just want to add up, okay? Add up to what we call confluences. Can you type it in there, guys? Confluence, confluence. We are adding up some confluence. It's like a stream of pond or a stream of river having a same streamline. So we have a confluence area of support around this level, adding up the Trump potential that the dollar is weakening and that it is now in support. So the Trump potential gave this pivot point up with other pairs. Same as with other pairs like with GBP USD over here. It is actually in a key support as well around that level here. Okay, around this level. We also have AUD USD providing us that there is a key support as well that is being tested by AUD USD around this level as well. So a lot of technical factors or technical reasons was posted and shown to us that most of the pairs right now are in key support level. Can you type it in there, guys? Support. It's in key support level. If we are to view our discussion yesterday, it's not posted in YouTube. It's actually unlisted, so you cannot have a copy of this one. It's for our server utilization only. This was discussed, or we discussed this yesterday. So, like I said, nakuha nyo ba, guys? Yes? Clear naman? Nakuha? Madali lang? Intindihin? O medyo sumasabog utak natin? Okay pa? Pakitype nga okay kung nagigets naman natin yung gusto kong iparating. So, okay. It's in other language lang. Niya, okay? Pakita lang natin para at least mas ma-appreciate ninyo. Ayan. So, tignan nyo guys Ilang pips yung gain ni Seth, guys? Ilang pips? So around that, we discussed the potential entries and exit points that our students capitalized on how Euro USD pumped up. So with this, we will be tackling and visiting not only that process of finding key support levels in the market, but let's try to get to know the idea of technicals back again before we get to know the actions that we will be doing during Trump. Okay, so technicals, can you type it in there, guys? Technicals. Let's try to get back with our roots, because technical analysis, it's not always about fundamentals, but it's also important that we need to know and understand that there is that technical factor that we need to consider in executing our trades as well. So support and resistance plays a big part to it. Okay. So with this support and resistance, I want everybody to understand that every support and resistance has a specific anatomy in it. Can you type it in there, guys? Anatomy. So I see some students of ours, Doc Kent, he's a doctor and he pretty much knows about what an anatomy is. An anatomy in the medical field, it's actually being used by doctors to get to know what diagnosis or what medication to give, given that the anatomy is a specific part, right? in price action, there is also this anatomy that we need to understand. Okay? Before anything else, this anatomy, it plays a big role to what we call support and resistance. In an anatomy, we have, in the market, it is explained that we have some series of higher highs and higher lows being creating a specific trend, right? Can you type it in there, guys? Trend. But all these higher highs and higher lows are inside or is we need to get to know and understand how it is being formed. Before any consolidation or before any plotting any resistances, we have to take note of what are the moves that we need to consider. Can you type it in there, guys? Moves. What are the moves that we need to consider and take note of so that if we plot things in the market, okay, we can safely identify key levels immediately and check and tell to ourselves, this is a key level of potential reaction. This will be the best course of action that I will be taking in. Okay, can you type number 1 if you guys are ready? So initially, the market is providing us an anatomy. And with that anatomy, there is always that what we call initial move. Can you type it in there, guys? Initial move. Initial move. Initial move. Right? An initial move is actually a run up or what we call a phenomenon that there is a breakout, a potential, or a big move of the market that run up. Okay, that initial move will transpire with any candle, continuous candle like this one, for example. And we always consider this as that initial move. Before we tell that there is a resistance around this level, we have to make sure that the market will also give us a sign. A sign of what? A sign that there will be a pivot first, or what we call a pullback. Can you type it in there, guys? Pullback. A pullback. A pullback is important for us to get to know or have that idea generation with ourselves that there is an identified resistance already. Okay? That there is an identified resistance already. Right after us identifying a resistance, of course, we have to take note that there should be a rebound. Can you type it in there, guys? Rebound. The rebound can immediately tell us that there is now an identified support. Right there and then, we can now safely identify a high in the market and a low in the market. Okay? Highs and lows. With that anatomy or action, we don't start plotting things from the right. Take note, we are going along with the trend. So it's important that we start the anatomy when it started first, like an initial run up, then a pullback happened, for us to safely tell that there is a high identified. A rebound happened for us to tell that there is a low identified right there and then we can now safely identify things in the market. Okay, can you type number 1 if everybody got the idea of basic price action, anatomy of price action, but most commonly it's being disregarded by a lot of people because of, let's say, probably speculating levels and all, or just wrong plotting. Okay, because if you have a wrong plotting already in the market, you might be having a wrong analysis already. Let's say, for example, let's take this chart as an example. Before we plotted this as a level of identification, okay, that this is a support identified to us, this level is a support, we have to understand and get back where it started. So it actually started around this level. We had a breakout and we had a pullback happened. Safely, since there is a pullback, we can now safely identify that there is a resistance. Can you say it with me, guys? unmute or you can type it in there, guys. Resistance. We can now safely identify a resistance. With that action, we have to see and check first that there is a support, or before we can tell that there is a support, we need to take note that we have to see a pullback first, a rebound first. Okay, sorry for that. So we have to see that there is a rebound, an action by the market creating an upward movement in this pull consolidation. Right there and then, if you have identified already a resistance and a support, we have to wait and see if there will be an impending potential breakout that might happen next again. Okay? Now, it's the same thing on how we will be plotting our boxes. We are using the Darvas box context and concept in identifying key support and resistance. So, we first identify the resistance, then we identify where the support is. You don't plot it immediately. Okay, we don't just plot it right up because of let's just say if you are gonna plot it from right to left, everything will go wrong with how you will be plotting. Why? Because, well, the price action started from left to right. We never start the price action from right to left. It's always resistance is identified first because there is a pullback, and a support is identified because there is a rebound. Okay, so this is by far the best and proper way for us to identify a key support and resistance level. Now, the market will always poise to check, given that we have identified key supports, or in these previous boxes that we have identified, it is safe to sell or to tell us that since we identified a resistance and a support, or boxes that we have identified here, the resistance is located where? Up or down, everyone? Can you type it now? Is it located above the box or below the box? Above the box or below the box? What do you think? A resistance is located above or below the box? Obviously, it's above the box. If support, then it is below a box. So, given that we have safely identified it with the use of an anatomy, or how we plotted and identified proper Darvas boxing, okay, we can now safely identify key support levels of the market that likely the market can potentially react to. Okay, given this, we can now safely identify where markets will have potential pivot points in the future. Can you type it in there, guys? Pivot points. So, or vertex points wherein the market will be creating a movement like this. You got the idea, everyone? Yes? So, this is the proper way to identify things in the market. Well, we are plotting it on a daily time frame, yes. Even if we plot it on a smaller time frame perspective scale, I guess it's easier to identify key support and resistance in this scale as well. Before we start with the downtrend, we have to take note the initial rundown. Support is identified first in a downtrend, and then we identify the resistance. We never identify the resistance immediately. We first identify where the support is because there is a rebound. Now we identify where the resistance is because there is a pullback. And that is the best and proper way for us to plot and identify things. Assuming we see a market structure that is creating a breakout. And well, let's face it, even if we plot things, the resistance levels in the market, if the market is going back to certain levels or going back up again, take note that resistances and support will play a big part as well for our objective. Okay, can you type it in there, guys? Objective. It will play a big part to objective. Why? Well, likely, even if we see a breakout around this level, we should still always, not still, we should always what? Consider that we have identified resistances here, or previous price action resistances that likely can become a resistance to price. Can you type it in there, guys? Resistance. Resistance. It will be critical for your trading when you will be trading or executing trends without the use of fundamentals muna. Well, if you don't know that the price is nearing a specific resistance already, you got the idea, everyone? So let's just say what happened with the market is that we have a key support identified in this level. In that, why did it poise up, or why did it go up from here, from yesterday's run up to here? Well, obviously, because there is a resistance identified here. Can you see? Can you type number 1? If you can now clearly see the resistance. We first identify the support, initial rundown. Let's try to plot it in price. Initial rundown. Support is identified because there is a rebound. A resistance is identified because there is a pullback. And we can see a breakdown that had happened with the price action. And this previous box, there is a resistance there. Can you type resistance, everyone? There is a resistance there. Whenever we are trading, take into consideration next key resistance and supports as potential upsides and downsides when you are taking a trade. Okay? That's the most ideal and best way for you to have what? A technical standpoint bias alongside with looking into proper risk management. Now, if you don't consider those levels, take note, the market will always react to historical resistances and support levels. Even if we visit other charts, for example, if other time frames, for example, previous supports, let's identify some boxes first. Okay, let's try to identify some boxes first. Okay, let's use this. Okay, let's try to identify some boxes first and identify it from a resistance and support level perspective initially. Then let's try to check with price if the price is reacting to those levels or not. Okay, so that we can cross-check and verify with ourselves. Since this created another breakout from key support and resistance level, we can safely expand this box, for example, like this one. Okay. Let's try to use week to week initially first, then try to check. Imagine, guys, well, if a price is going down, what will it hit first? If a price is going down, is it support or resistance? Can you type it in? If a price is going down, what will it likely hit? Or what will it likely react to? Is it going to be a support or a resistance? Will a resistance support, or will a support act as a support because it is now in support? So even if we plot things with price and look at it in a support and resistance level, take note that prices will likely react to those historical price point levels. Can you see how prices are reacting to those levels and how reactive prices are with those levels as well? Okay. Now take note, all these things, it is not being form-fitted with the chart. Obviously, we just backtracked everything and checked. Okay. In historical price movements, if it went down, obviously, it will likely react to historical price point reactions like historical supports. It will be respected. So take note that if price creates a reversal, obviously, the support and resistance levels will likely become that next reaction level again with price. Okay? Clear? Can you type clear, everyone, if you got the idea of support and resistance? So this support and resistance is one critical aspect that every trader should know, understand, and take into consideration. Why? Well, let's face it. It is the base foundation, or it's the foundation of what technical analysis is. Okay, because what we are trading is actually price. Can you type price, everyone? Price action. What we are trading is actually the price action, and we should take note that this is the best way, or one of the best way to capitalize on trends. Not to mention, we discussed last week the power of moving averages, combining it with price action, and also utilizing your RSI, okay, as an additional potential objective as when you are trading. Okay, so right now our discussion is all about support and resistance. And we said, your anatomy will be your guide to plotting. Okay? Can you type guide right now, everyone? Guide. It will be and it should be your guide to properly plotting and identifying things in the market. Okay? Now, with that, we just visited the charts a while ago. Again, huge shout out to DuPoint Markets for providing our webinar this
DuPoint,
afternoon.
the one-stop trading platform for commodities, indices, and currency pairs. DuPoint, the one-stop trading platform for commodities, indices, and
So
currency
should you wish to
pairs.
sign up with DuPoint Markets as well, we have a QR code here. They have a very fast platform, very transparent. Sir Nolan and team are very generous and all with regards to all these webinars with you guys. So if you like this weekly webinar to go on and continue along, do consider signing up with DuPoint Markets. We have also a server that is, we are opening up also our server for some discussions as well, and offering as well some deep dive and get to know markets and trade market properly. We just launched our February batch that's upcoming this February 3. So do sign up with the QR code here with our Strong Point program. So let's try to navigate opportunities, shall we? Yes, with the market. Because let's just say there are tons of impacts that we are looking into with financial markets. And like the post we just did with our Facebook about Trump. Can you type Trump, everyone? About Trump. Let's talk about Trump. Let's talk about what will happen. What are the implications of his actions? What are the potential moves that the market might do? So like I said, there are a lot of speculative plays, and there are a lot of assumed or assuming traders here in because of Trump. Like I said, we had a strong run up with other pairs, okay, with other pairs last night. But well, let's face it, there are things that we still need to consider because the US dollar is not the only pair or that not the only index that we are trading into. Okay? So let's try to prepare ourselves for the week ahead and what's upcoming to us all for the whole week. If you are okay, or if you guys have any questions about the support and resistance objective that we just taught you guys, or if you have any questions, please feel free to send us a question or message so that we can address it properly. Okay? Now let's deep dive on the fundamental aspect of what will happen. Basically, we have an inauguration yesterday of Donald Trump. Actually, just today, a few hours back. Okay, we had an inauguration of Donald Trump, and that we have a ton of upcoming impacts like inflation report of Canadian. We have CPI as well of NZD tomorrow. Tomorrow. We have on Thursday retail sales, crude oil. We have BOJ bank policy as well. Interest rate of Japan. Let's discuss about it. What are the potentials as well? Monetary policy statement of Japan, and flash manufacturing PMI of the US. These are all critical aspects that we have to know. Okay, not only considering technicals, but also taking into consideration what is the global outlook or what is the current happening right now with the whole world. It doesn't revolve around Trump. Can you type it in there? Trump. Trump. It doesn't revolve around Trump, but a lot of things will play a big factor on how general economies will be going their way. So might I suggest everyone to prepare a notebook as well? Okay, and let's discuss because right after Donald Trump's inauguration, he actually signed 8 executive orders right after his inauguration. So 8 right up, including 78 policies, particularly related to immigration, okay, immigration and environmental regulations. But one thing is very striking about how Donald Trump is right now is that one of the policies that I am looking into is not about immigration and all. What I'm looking into his policy that will be very critical, actually, for what we call the employment sector. Can you type it in there, guys? Employment. Employment. Employment sector will be his hiring freeze that he will be doing right after. So he will be having a temporary hiring freeze announcement, particularly affecting IRS agents and all. So freezing of let's say hiring of people um, with will basically impact government payroll significantly. Take note, government sector is also a big sector as well, in that it can also significantly affect what employment numbers or non-farm payrolls in the future. So try to expect something on the upcoming months with regards to non-farm payroll reports. Primarily, it will affect February or March, likely March employment numbers. So future outlook employment numbers might tumble in the US, providing potential strength with other currencies against the dollar. Okay. And it's not gonna happen now, but it will happen. It will be reflecting on the upcoming months. Okay, take note of that one. As well as we have also a return of in-person work with federal workers. So returning to workplace is also affected as well. And one of the biggest thing that I noticed with Trump since he came back is actually the rising or coming back of the debt ceiling uh, issue. Okay? Can you type it in, guys? Debt ceiling. Do you remember last year that Joe Biden had talked to Congress, asking Congress to raise the debt ceiling of US. So let's talk about debt ceiling. Why is it important? What will be the effects of the debt ceiling? The debt ceiling, actually, it will affect something fiscal towards the government of the US. Why? Usually, governments have spendings and income. Okay, can you type income? So government has income and they also have spending in their fiscal policies. With regards to spending, take note that with spending, they allot things in national defense, social security, medicine, and all. This spending can give jobs, it gives employment, it also gives relief to the economy. And this income or this income of the government, technically, usually governments acquire debt. Why? Because usually governments spend a lot more than what they usually generate. Okay? Governments usually acquire more than, well, what they usually generate. And that where do they get the money? They ask it from individuals, they ask it from yields, people purchasing yields and bonds and all. They ask it from banks, they ask it from other economies as well, other countries as well. This debt ceiling is actually important to provide security towards the economy. Okay? It's important to provide security. And, well, raising the debt ceiling again, or will it default to its debt ceiling, will be an issue. Now, there is an announcement prior to Trump's inauguration. Okay, let's have pros of a debt ceiling. The pros of debt ceiling is that regular assessment of borrowing habits. Meaning, if the government is discussing already on raising or lowering down the debt ceiling, take note that the habits of spending is now taken into consideration. So it will likely affect what? The fiscal policy. Can you type fiscal, everyone? It will likely affect the fiscal policy of the government. How they will be spending and how will they be producing income. Take note that this fiscal policy will also ensure economic stability. Okay, why? If people are spending or the government is spending towards the country, they will provide growth, they will provide jobs, they will provide opportunities, Medicare and all. That's good for the economy. Correct? Can you type number 1 if you got the idea? That's the power of fiscal policy. But like I said, the debt ceiling, okay, pros of having a potential debt ceiling, the Congress will have an assessment of potential borrowing habits or habits of like spending habits on where they will be spending and allocating such amounts, okay? And it also provides awareness to people that we are now in about the debt management of the government. Okay, if right now they are in talks of potentially raising or will they be defaulting their debt ceiling, the debt ceiling will become that protection. Can you type protection, everyone? Protection. It will also be their protection to what? Their protection to what we call financial crisis. Why? Imagine, guys, if the government will default and not pay their debt to people and that their spending is bubbling up. Meaning, if they don't have money, since they have very little income, okay, they have very little income, the government has very little income, and that, let's go to our next slide. They have very little income. Trump just announced in a phone interview with NBC, getting rid of debt ceiling. What? Entirely would be the smartest thing. Okay, let's get back with the other slide so that I can explain. So imagine, guys, spending of the US. This is the expenditures of the US right now, and that their income is just this small. Okay. The debt ceiling is asking lenders to provide money to the government for the government to aid those expenditures. Okay? Imagine if they will default on debt and not pay their debt, it will be a snowball effect towards the economy of the dollar. Why? What do I mean by a snowball effect? Let's try to visit the next slide again. Just for you guys to get a glimpse of what will be the potential happening in the future in case this debt ceiling doesn't push through, or what will happen right after this debt ceiling and all. Well, basically, 6 main consequences if we have a debt ceiling, or if they abolish the debt ceiling, or if Trump doesn't gets rid of the debt ceiling. The US credit rating will take a hit. I mean, a lot of things will if your credit rating will take a hit, the dollar as the global reserve currency will be unstable. Can you type it in there, guys? Unstable. Providing a weakening dollar effect. Okay, providing a more weakening dollar, and let's just say a flow effect on global trade as well. And there will be a US credit crunch, and equities prices will tank. So expect that even equities or stock market will plunge because of it. Expect that the dollar, it being a very strong currency right now, if we are to go with Dixie, let's try to hover around the chart of Dixie. If the debt ceiling, if the US will have a default of the debt ceiling, okay. Wait, let's try to check on. Wait, it's not closing. Okay. So if the US will default on the debt ceiling, imagine the effects on Dixie. It being the world reserve currency, it will take a hit as well. It will be negative towards the dollar. And if it does become negative against the dollar, take note that this will also plunge down. Okay, so this will be the potential future effect if with regards to this debt ceiling. Okay, this will be the potential future effect right after that debt ceiling. Even stocks will tumble over. And well, let's face it, like I said a while ago, from the debt ceiling crisis potential, not only that the Dixie and equities will tank, it will also boost on ground. What do I mean by this? If they don't raise the debt ceiling, okay, ask the Congress to raise the debt ceiling. So the debt ceiling is there as a limit of the government to borrow from others. Okay, if they raise it again, they will acquire more debt to others. But yeah, okay, if they raise it again, they will acquire more debt. But if they don't raise it and they will go default on that debt ceiling, these people that the government is aiding, military sales, salaries, interest payments, and all, they will take a hit. Meaning, even medical, even households, even consumer spending will be affected with this as well. So expect that there will be a global crisis or recession right after this debt ceiling. So that is one important thing that we need to account to and look into with our trading. It will happen anytime soon. So please take note of this data or the things that I have shared as well. Let's look into the European currency as well. One important aspect that we need to look into is that Germany just announced a spending crisis or a crisis to the rest of the world, that their GDP for 2 years in a row, okay, that they have a real GDP low. So what will be the effect of this? Okay, yes, we had the speculative move on Trump that Euro GBP pumped up, but Germany just announced a crisis with their GDP. So is this weak or strong towards GBP? It's actually weak against GBP. Meaning, if you have a GBP, if you have euro as well against the dollar, GBP is weak and the dollar is stronger because of this data. Like I said, the debt ceiling will happen. The data of debt ceiling will come in a short while, not as immediate as now, but this data of the real GDP was just announced right up. And it will happen. If you are to review, probably the charts of, let's try to check on the chart. Wait lang. If you are to review the data of the chart, wait, let's try to remove the, okay. Ayan. If you are to review GBP USD, for example, and or Euro, okay, let's hover GBP USD. Right? We having a potential downward move right after Trump. If Trump is really providing liquidity, since yesterday, it should not be doing this with its price action. I guess it's pretty obvious what's happening. Like what I've said, it hit a certain resistance. It created a low over there. It's poising to attack certain low points of the market as well as with other currencies as well. And take note that it's not only GBP that made an announcement, but also, where is it? But also some other pairs that made an announcement. Actually, Japan will be having an interest rate hike as well. Okay. Can you type it in there, guys? Rate hike. Rate hike. An interest rate hike. And it will be another volatility push towards Japan. So if you are to, let's just say, cross-correlate USD JPY, USD versus JPY, and Japan or Japanese yen will have a rate hike, and it will be a negative impact towards USD JPY. Okay? Why? Let's try to cross-correlate. If Japan is strong, will you have more Japanese yen? Can you purchase more Japanese yen if Japanese yen will have a rate hike, or they will have an interest rate hike? Japanese yen will be stronger than US dollar. If you have a weaker US dollar than the Japanese yen, you can purchase smaller amounts of Japanese yen, making it a downward move towards USD JPY, along with some other pairs as well. So that's actually one of the basic things that you need to consider and check as well. So we have a ton of impact upcoming as well for the rest of the week. We are yet to have data with regards to CPI reports and all. It will come in a short while. But obviously, what we shared a while ago with GBP, I think it's here. Okay. GBP having a crisis. Can you look at the forecast right now of GBP? Their claimant count of GBP, it's 10. Okay, we have 10K over 0.3K, meaning they had an unemployment change, rising unemployment numbers. So it's a claims of people that they are unemployed. So likely after this impact, if we see that this is higher than it used to, well, obviously it will be a negative effect towards those currencies, and we might see it right up in a few moments. Okay, so that is what we will be expecting when we are trading for this whole week. Now, like I said, those things that I have shared to you guys, my biggest tip is get to know your technicals and be updated with all those latest impacts that might likely affect our trades in the future. And whatever you've learned with the technical analysis that I have shared, try to align it where the going direction of the market is. Then pop it up. That's it. You can trade it with ease, with proper execution, because of executing and exercising proper management. So, a little question and answer for this afternoon before we wrap everything up. Can I ask, how do you find our session for this afternoon? How do you find it? Sir Romy, how do you find it now? Hello? Any questions so far? Hi, Nak Romy.
Hi, Dad. Good afternoon to all. Ano lang po, since yesterday po, just review or refresh po sa support and resistance, and also I appreciate that dun po sa mga news. Actually, lagi ko pong binabasa po yun dun sa server po natin.
Thank you.
So, thank you po.
Yeah, so it's an open invite as well. If you guys want to be in with our server and get to know the latest of what's happening or what will likely happen in the future, we are pretty much updated with everything inside of our server. We had regulations with GBP and all. What happened with Trump's announcement, or what happened with the stock yesterday during his inauguration. So all the detailed reports and notes as well is here in our server. If you want in and be part of what we do, well, all you have to do is give us a message in Vertex, and let's try to hook you up inside our server as well. So try to give us a message. It's exclusive for actually Vertex students and all some people as pathfinders in DuPoint markets as well. So try to give us a message. If you want to know more about what we do, how we do things in Vertex, like I said, we had a program upcoming this coming February. It's our Strong Point program, and it's our 3-month program that we discuss every single thing from Forex to cryptocurrency to even the local stock market, the whole foundation of trading from start to finish. I guess our students is a testament to it. We had their trades, their execution basis in our server, and that's it for this afternoon. Learn with us. Try to visit our page, like, share, and subscribe. And do consider signing up with DuPoint Markets. Like I said, thank you very much, DuPoint Markets, for providing us this afternoon delight session. Another trade, another week for everyone. Good afternoon, everyone, and see you again next week. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Good luck. Good luck with your trades. Sir Nolan?